Today we're going to be talking about why our beautiful tomatoes are cracking and how to prevent it in your garden. Everybody loves an abundant tomato harvest at home, but a couple of cracks in our tomatoes and malformities can definitely be a bummer. So we're going to solve that in today's video and show you a couple of different preventatives that you can use in order to make sure that your tomatoes are sitting ripe and pretty on your kitchen counter. Hello, my name is Ripley, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. What we do here at Expedition Homestead is build your passion for growing through simple yet effective and affordable means of increasing your harvest and bringing more beauty to your gardens at home. The first thing that can cause cracking in our tomatoes is a lot of water or sudden rains after a long period of drought, which is why I'm making this video today, because we just got a lot of rain last night and we're about to get some more today. With a lot of my tomatoes about to be fully ripe, I've got to get these off the vine in order to prevent cracking if they haven't cracked already. I'll take a look at a couple of examples just to show you exactly how quick this can happen in our tomatoes if they are almost fully ripe in the garden. Here is a prime example. These two tomatoes right here, I was letting fully ripen on the vine, and now they just developed some cracks overnight. Just like that, one single rain blowing over and raining for a couple of hours can develop these cracks in your tomatoes because they're just sucking up so much water inside of them. Little buddy's gonna cut them off for us so we can use in the kitchen. Thanks, dude. Normally we would let all of these fully ripen on the vine, but with all of this rain we're about to have, I wouldn't want this beauty to go to waste. So while we would normally keep these tomatoes on the vine as long as possible in order to pump those final sugars into the tomato, we really have no choice in a scenario like this where we're about to get a lot of rain. So that is going to be the first way how you can prevent cracks in your tomatoes. Of course, I gotta say, if you enjoy today's video, there's just two things you gotta do. Subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. Make that three things. You should also comment down in the section below. Whatever's on your mind from watching today's video, drop it in the section down below. I'd love to hear your feedback on it.
The next way of tomatoes crack is if they get too thin.
Yes. Tomatoes, their skin, it thins out over time, especially when they're beginning to ripen in these final stages. So because of that thin skin, they're also more likely to start cracking in the garden. In order to help prevent this, we can feed our tomatoes calcium throughout the growing season. This is going to thicken up that skin as much as possible and make sure that it's strong all the way up until the point where we harvest them out of our garden. By the way, did you know that you can now support this channel directly? That's right, we just enabled membership here on Expedition Homestead, meaning that you can directly support us in our efforts in building a homestead in our gardening journey by becoming a member today with a lot of very cool perks as well. So if you think that we provide some incredible, valuable content for you and your family, I would really be so thankful of a membership from you. Once you know it, there's also different varieties of tomatoes that you can grow in your garden that are more crack resistant, such as the Rutgers tomato. While I don't let this play a determining factor in my garden because I grow the varieties that I want to grow, despite whatever Mother Nature wants to do with my tomatoes, if I feed my tomatoes calcium and then I pick them out of the garden just like I am today, before we get way too much rain and water soaked up into those tomatoes, blowing them up like a balloon, then we'll be just fine. But this is another thing that we have to be proactive with in the garden when growing tomatoes, just like pruning these suckers off of them and training them up off of these lead lines as well. Of course, those are two methods that we teach you how to implement in your garden here on the channel at Expedition Homestead. So if those sound interesting to you, check out the channel. We've got a ton of videos on tomatoes, pruning, propagating, as well as all of our other vegetables in the garden and so many more things. Growing tomatoes at home is extremely easy, but it goes without saying that they will not just grow on their own and still produce an abundant harvest of incredible looking fruit for you. Thankfully, the couple of different tips and tricks that we share on this channel are very simple. They don't take a lot of time and will bring so much more food to the plate when it comes to tomatoes. So I definitely hope that you check them out for your own garden's sake and for your tomatoes' sake, so they can really fulfill that lifelong dream that they've had of becoming this incredible red, delicious fruit that everybody loves. I mean, everybody loves a good ripe tomato that's been grown in the backyard using organic practices as well. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Happy gardening, everybody.
We're the tomato farmers. Right, Dad?
Yeah. Wow, what a great harvest, buddy.
You can grow the best tomatoes by using compost. I think that one is ready right there.
Yep, it is.
You guys want to watch me pick it, Dad?
Yeah.
And watch me put it in?
Okay.